Welcome to Living Abundantly with Sarah V. I am so happy and honored you're here with me. Here at Living Abundantly, we strive to create fulfillment through life's simple pleasures that will inspire you to achieve your dreams at any age. We'll spotlight a diverse range of motivational guests, from celebrities, abundant authors, and successful entrepreneurs, to award-winning chefs, influencers, and so much more. I am your host, Sarah V. I am an internationally two-time #1 best-selling author with another book launching in 2024 and an expert lifestyle designer. I am delighted to take this journey with all of you. And I cannot wait to share the story of my first guest. Parts of her personal story are very similar to my journey. Liz Hilliard, creator and owner of the Hilliard Studio Method, an internationally renowned core-centric total body workout. Liz is here to help us on a journey to having the courage to become your most powerful, authentic self. Liz, I am overjoyed to have you here.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm thrilled to be here as well. You
Yeah.
are such a dynamic force.
Oh,
and
thank you.
we've already noticed that. The way
Yes,
we've all dressed
because
together.
we're dressing
Right.
exactly the same. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, Liz, I absolutely love your courageous story.
Mhm.
I, too, left a 32-year marriage to start again. And I don't know about you, but I feel I am in complete alignment with myself for, I would say, the first time in my life. So I want to ask you, do you also feel in complete alignment with yourself now?
Today, yes. And every day we strive for that, right? But I think there's something that happens to me, and I bet it happened to you. And I'm 70 now, by the way. I have pushed on through the 60s. But there's something I think that
What?
happened
Oh,
that was pretty much you call it quits on deciding to live for others and realize that when you start to live for your own self and empowerment,
yes.
you empower those others that you love so much and do not want to hurt and do want to have the best for. You bring
Yes.
them up into this space where they too
Right.
can live their own. But I think there's something really special to turning in your 60s.
Yes.
You know, there's an awakening where you think you have it in your 50s, but I think power comes, maybe it's the women, but I think all of us have a turning point where we say,
Yes.
life is definitely here for our living
Yes.
and our joy and our health.
Yes, just something that kind of downloaded here, but I feel like authenticity has an energy, a really, really powerful energy to it. And that's what, perhaps uh, we both are feeling. But, being this incredibly beautiful, beautiful woman, I didn't realize that you were 70. I thought you were 60, or what I call sexty.
Sexy.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah. How did you dig, deep inside yourself to find the courage to, I'm going to name them, start your own signature method, write your book, and also start over in your personal life after 37 years of marriage? How the heck do you do that?
How do you do it? Thank you for asking that question, because I really think starting my business, Hilliard Studio Method, helped me understand when you move physically, there's a magic that happens
Yes.
that really brings you into yourself. And
Yes.
for our bodies to move and start to get into the rhythm of life, then
Yes.
everything else follows suit.
Yes.
So that was that. And then I wrote a book called Be Powerful, Find Your Strength at Any Age. And it started out being about physical strength. And then
Yes.
it started about being authentic. And on the
Yes.
wall of my studio, I've written Be Powerful.
Powerful.
And
Right.
it's about owning where you are in life, who you are, and your authenticity. And like you said,
Yes.
that is a vibration. You can't fake it.
No.
And so I realized writing my book,
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of faking it. And
Mm-hmm.
I just said, no. I mean, if I'm going to be really who I am,
Yes.
I not only moved out of a marriage, which I really respect my ex-husband,
Yes,
and
me too.
we both
I call my ex my husband.
exactly,
Yes.
and we're close, and
Yes, same.
it lifted him to a place, I
Yes,
think,
yes,
and I know actually that he could be also more of himself.
yes.
As far as the courage it takes to do that,
Hmm.
I think the courage is about when you finally really own yourself and you say, I'm more important
Yes,
than what society
yes,
or what this. I can bring something to this world that is not there.
right.
As long as I'm with the crowd, with the herd, I'm not
Yes.
doing it.
So I love that. I could talk to you all day. So Liz, as we wrap up your beautiful, amazing segment, I'd like to close this by asking one question.
Okay.
What is one abundant word that best describes your life now? Just
Mm.
one word.
Oh, joy,
Joy. I love that.
abundance of joy.
Yes, I
Yes,
love that. And
truly.
joy, rules all, as does love. So absolutely wonderful to have you here. And how can our viewers find out more about you and your method and your
Sure.
book and everything that you are offering to the world?
Well, you can go to my website. I am at two of them. HilliardStudioMethod.com, which is my incredible workout. I love it. It's
Yes.
really what got me here.
Yes.
And also LizHilliard.com on Instagram, Hilliard HSM,
Hmm.
Hilliard Studio Method.
Beautiful.
And then the book, Be Powerful, Find Your Strength at Any Age on
Yes.
Amazon or anywhere else you buy your books.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for being my first guest here
It's an
on
honor.
Living Abundantly. Thank you so much. We are only just getting started. More great guests are still to come, so don't go away.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly
Night night.
and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Living Abundantly. Our next guest is Alex Coble-Frakes, President and CEO of The Agenda Period. Alex is empowering women to live abundantly through cycle awareness and holistic wellness. I am really intrigued by this, and I'm delighted to have you on the show. Alex, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I am so happy you're here. So I didn't even know that cycle awareness was a thing, but it actually totally makes sense. I wish I had known when I was there. But can you tell us more about this whole idea and your book?
Yeah, so the whole idea happened on accident. I was an accidental period entrepreneur. When I was actually starting health coaching school in 2018, I started tracking my sales and I found that I had higher sales during the ovulation phase. I was like, that's a business hack for sure.
Yes.
So from there, I was actually in a meditation, and the idea came to me to start planning with the 4 phases of my cycle. And I thought the idea was to go out and buy a planner to show me how to do this. But when I couldn't find anything on the market, I decided to make it.
Wow. So that's amazing. So how do women gently tell their bosses, usually men, that they are in their cycle?
This is such a great question. One of the things that has evolved with our product, so we started with the planner and now we've moved to the app, and our app connects to people's Google Calendar. So even if you didn't want to tell your boss, you could just know for yourself and you can start to rearrange and reorient your workflow. Just be like, oh, hey, Sarah, that meeting doesn't actually work on Monday. Let's do next Thursday.
Oh.
Right? You don't actually need to tell anybody. You can just know it for yourself, use that self-awareness, and then start to orient your life around it.
What a very interesting idea. So we don't have to be embarrassed
Nope.
about telling, a male boss. I love that idea. How does awareness of our bodies help women live abundantly?
It is the number one hack. Living with the menstrual cycle is the number one hack to living abundantly for all women and menstruators, because we've been taught to be disconnected from our bodies. But once you start to understand these flows and fluctuations, it empowers you to feel good and to do your best work in each and every phase of the cycle.
Oh, I find that so interesting. So, can you get a little bit deeper into perhaps what's in the book, in
Yeah.
your app? Is it easy to? I'm sure it's an easy to access
Super
app.
easy to use.
Yes.
Yeah, the app is
Yes.
free, great to use and to check out. But I would love to just do a high level explanation.
Sure.
So the menstrual phase is like our inner winter time. So kind of think of that. What would you like to do during winter? It's a great time to be hibernating, to be planning, to be inside of yourself, to do that visioning
Yes.
work.
Yes.
During the follicular phase, our estrogen is on the rise. So this is like our inner springtime. So this is the time to be out, to be networking, to try new things. Estrogen supports our brain to do all of that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I wish when I was starting my business and when I was on a cycle,
Would have
I
been
am not now.
helpful.
But I just think that is such a great, and sometimes I remember I didn't even, sometimes I felt very low and I kind of judged myself like, why
Yeah.
aren't you working harder? Well, I had an excuse,
Yeah.
right? So you don't really think about that.
Exactly. Men's bodies, they go through their hormonal cycle every 24 hours, and women
Oh.
just take 28 to 35
So
days.
that's the reason.
That's
Oh,
why.
wow,
The
gotcha.
people were onto something, like the women are from Mars, men are from Venus. Like they were totally onto something with that book. Like
Right.
we process and program completely differently in the world.
Right. Oh, I wish I had known this. So at the end of each segment, I like to ask a question, if that's okay
Yeah.
with you. What is one abundant word that you would best describe your life right now?
I would say I'm just in gratitude.
Gratitude.
That's my word. Yeah.
And gratitude has such a beautiful energy. I love that word. Love that word, gratitude. Brilliant, Alex. How can our viewers find out more about your book, the app? How can they connect with you?
So our book is on Amazon. Everywhere on socials, we're at The Agenda Period. And I know you had mentioned no longer having your cycle. We show people how to use the moon phases of their
Oh.
cycle. So even for our friends who are postmenopause, who are pregnant, who are having irregular cycles, we help them still work with the
it could work
energetic
for
flow.
me
It
too.
can.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Yes,
I
yeah.
love that. So thank you so much for coming on. And I would like to actually read that book and see if it can help me even more. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming in. So there's more inspiration to come. Stay with us.
Go to that.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Welcome back, everyone. And let me tell you a little bit about my next incredible guest. After spending a brief period of time in her 20s as a preschool teacher, Nina Vitri decided to follow her dreams of becoming a chef. Now, I'm not talking about just any chef. Nina has taken her culinary journey to an even more abundant level, opening her own restaurant, Vitri Cucina, opening this fall in Maryland. I am delighted to have her here to tell us all about it. Welcome. Do I call you Chef Nina?
Oh, call me Nina, Sarah, please. We have a very really close relationship.
Yes. Well,
Goes way
I'm
back.
I'm so happy that you're
Yes.
here.
Thank
So
you.
tell us about your, I think I heard that you went on an incredibly abundant trip to Venice. And
I did.
tell us why that trip actually filled you with so much inspiration and abundance.
I always like to set really exciting goals for myself.
Yes.
So when I had my son, when he was born, I said, you know what? I told my mom, I said, I want to plan our son's first birthday to Italy. And we did it. A year later, we ended up in Venice on a little beautiful little gondola ride for his first birthday. And it brought so much joy because I lost a lot when my grandfather passed away. So being able to
Yes.
share that with my son on his
Yes.
first birthday really meant a lot.
Yes. And I hear that you named your son after your
Albert.
Albert. Beautiful. Who were, I mean, we all have mentors, through our life journey. But who are some of the people in your life that guided you on your abundant path of, I'm going to call it culinary greatness? I know your grandfather was a huge
Mhm.
influence on you being this incredible
Oh.
chef, opening your restaurant, traveling. So who would you say are mentors of yours that have helped you along the way?
I definitely would say not a mentor specifically, but the holidays. The holidays was my mentor. It was
Oh,
such a joy watching my aunts and uncles and my cousins prancing around the kitchen, and we'd be talking about making raviolis for Easter, and it's Christmas.
yes.
So I would definitely say the holidays have really shaped my life as a chef because now when I open my restaurant, every day will be a holiday. So that's all it is, just a holiday
Oh,
every day.
I love
Hmm.
that. I love that connection
Yes.
with holidays as your mentor rather
Hmm.
than people. But
Hmm.
I know that your grandfather, you kind of did this
I did.
with him.
Hmm.
I mean, with him in spirit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So I'd love to know more about your new restaurant. I know that it's opening in Chesapeake City, Maryland. And what type of cuisine will be your inspiration there?
Of course, the cuisine is going to be Italian, and since opening this restaurant and developing it, it has evolved. So before it was just supposed to be this little quaint little market, and now I'm putting fine dining in the front and then a market out back, now with a
Oh.
beautiful Tuscany room. That's going to seat 11. That was my grandfather was born on the 11, so
Oh.
11 beautiful guests. But the cuisine is always going to change and it's going to focus on different regions all throughout Italy. So everyone will get a nice taste of Italy.
Oh my gosh. So was there any food that maybe you ate with your grandfather that you're also gonna
I mean, of course,
feature?
pit cells.
It's it's
A lot of pit cells, a lot of cookies. He loved his sweets. So we'll definitely have a lot of sweets. The gelato we're gonna have, it's delicious. I'm gonna fill them
wow.
with pastries, and it's gonna be delightful.
I love, so his spirit is within you,
Mhm.
I would imagine.
Absolutely.
And I see a little kind of sparkly thing sitting here on the
Oh.
table. What have you brought us? And I'd love to know what the story is
Oh my
around
gosh,
that.
your little crown. So you remember when we went to Arizona
Yes.
and I was supposed to be going on my little road trip and I lost my keys, but I ended up flying and I made it.
Yes.
But you packed a suitcase of all these beautiful things. And I was like, well, this is so heavy. So I opened it up. You had this suitcase must have weighed 120 pounds. Like, how am I going to get this? So I opened it up and I remember this crown and I
Mm.
kept on to it. And I said,
Mm.
I'll give this to her one day. And
Oh.
today's that day.
Oh, I love,
Today's that
and
day.
do I love crowns or what? I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I do remember these. Yes,
I know.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
bringing
you.
these in.
Absolutely.
And I could talk to you all day
know.
about what you're doing, but thank you so much, Chef Nina.
Thank
I
you,
love
Sarah.
that. But before we go, what would you say is one abundant word that describes your life today?
Journey.
Oh, journey.
Journey.
And it's been one.
So
For sure.
enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, because what's meant for you will stay.
Yes, I love that. So, Nina, how can our viewers find out more about you and your restaurant?
So our website is up and running, and then of course our social media page, which will give you many updates on when our grand opening will be in the fall.
I cannot wait. I hope I get a, a
You
VIP
better.
table. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And we will be back shortly. Don't go away.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She carried 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back to Living Abundantly. I absolutely love when women use their personal power to create abundance in their lives. The perfect example is my next amazing guest, and I am so thrilled to welcome Liz Stern, founder of Diva Moms and a best-selling author. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. So happy to be connected here with you and your amazing story and the journey of Diva Moms. So welcome.
You. Thank you so much for having me today. And I'll begin with my journey 20 years ago. I have a 20-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 10-year-old, 2 boys and a girl. Long story short is 20 years ago, as a first-time mom here in New York City, I felt alone. I felt isolated. I felt that I wanted a community and I wanted to meet other moms. And there was only one woman at the time, she's a dear friend of mine today, who was running these luncheons on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And they were fine, but it wasn't where I felt a sense of community.
Yes.
And my background is in PR and special events and marketing. And as I was walking my son home from that luncheon, like a light bulb went off in my head. And it was like, Liz, you need to do something more for the moms. You need to do something for the moms community.
Yes.
And so I remember going home that day and like just playing around and saying, okay, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to start my own business.
Wow.
And, of course, the naysayers laughed and, had what to say. But the good news is that I knew that I had something there. And I was going to use what I was feeling to help other mothers.
I love that because I am a mother of 4, and I remember kind of feeling invisible as a mother, oh, if you don't have a job, So I want to ask you, how would you, or let's say top tips maybe, of how to help women not feel guilty as a mom for actually doing something for themselves, or taking themselves out or traveling somewhere. I remember feeling so guilty. So what would you say would be a top maybe 2 or 3 tips of actually doing that?
So I have a lot of tips, but I'll just give you a few.
Yeah.
Actually, my first book was called If You Give a Mom a Martini, 100 Blissful Ways to Take 10 Minutes to Yourself.
Yes.
But what I tell moms is that there is no mom guilt. We have to get rid of that. We have to throw that out, because if mom's not happy, kids are not going to be happy. Nobody's going to be happy. So even if it's just taking 10 minutes a day to do something for yourself, you must do it.
Yes.
And throw that, mom guilt out the door. So little tips. Example, take a walk. Take a walk by yourself in the morning when the kids go to school. Like, even if it's just 10 minutes around the neighborhood, go meet a friend for a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Go cuddle up, even if it's just 10 minutes, cuddle up on your couch in your bed with your blanket and just breathe. Count to 10. Little things that we need to do for ourselves, because it's really important. Mom's mental health matters.
Yes. Yeah, well, I could talk to you about this all day, but I want to ask you, what is one abundant word that actually describes your mom's life right now?
One abundant word that describes my mom's life right now. Well, I'll tell you, her nickname is Nana Doll, that my 20-year-old son named her 20 years ago. But one word to describe her abundant life, I would say her grandchildren.
So grandchildren. There you
Grandchildren.
go. Beautiful. It is such a delight to have you here. Like I said, I could talk to you forever. How can viewers find out more about these beautiful products as well as about you and about Diva Moms?
Sure. So follow Diva Moms on Instagram. It's Diva, D-I-V-A, _moms. And also you can find me under Liz Stern on Diva Instagram. And my website's divamoms.com.
Oh, well, I'm going to definitely look you up as well as your products. Thank you so much for coming in. And we have more to come, so please stay tuned with us.
Look for Sarah V's new book, The Sacred Plate, available everywhere books are sold November 1st, 2024.
Today has been nothing short of miraculous, and thank you all again for watching. But before we send you out to face the world with abundance, I have a few more insights to share, including some product recommendations that I have found on my travels. The first is a unique creation from a small family-run business led by a mother and son duo. Moon water necklaces are handcrafted with the intention of attracting luck and abundance, featuring water and crystals charged under the full moon. The 1.0 version is a simpler design, featuring an elegant crescent moon engraving on the bottom and a ridge moon water inscribed along the edge. The 2.0 version offers a more sophisticated design with an upgraded chain, charming accents, and a cork top for infusing. This version provides faster results for those eager to attract abundance. Wearing a moon water necklace serves as a powerful reminder to set your intentions and embrace positive changes, helping to open to the new opportunities in your life. For more information, visit ridgemoon.com, which will direct you to their TikTok shop. And for a personalized therapy experience, the Mito Pro 3000 is a revolutionary red light therapy panel. The Mito Pro X marks a significant leap forward in red light therapy, embodying user-centric design. With 6 carefully selected LED wavelengths, this is true next-generation light therapy. Mito red light devices help promote healthy skin and overall health and wellness through supporting cellular function as well as relief of stiffness, promoting relaxation, and more. Well, friends, that is it for today on Living Abundantly. I hope you've been inspired to ignite your light from the inside out. For more content and inspiration, check us out on my YouTube channel at Living Abundantly with Sarah V, and I hope I see you next time.
The proceeding was sponsored by Sarah V, LLC.